Okay folks, here we are, another adventure. So we've come down to Salcombe today to target a few plaice. Now conditions aren't perfect, but we've got to get out. We want to get these quite low. I would go like that, Joe. Like that. If you put them in, go that side of them. Yours is bigger than mine. Put yours on there, look. We just juggle them around. Basically what we got to do here is juggle the tripods round with our rods, and I don't know if you can pick up the sound, but we have got 20 odd mile an hour northwesterly gusts. The weather is out howling. We've tried to pick our mark to determine that, but at the same time it's one of them. So we're fishing the mouth of the estuary, and low water's around, what time, half five? About half 5. So it's a case of down here giving it a go. We had some leftover bait from yesterday, and or Saturday, sorry, and we thought get down here and give it a go. T9's out again to play. Put that between my legs so it don't fall off a minute. Never first time, is it? That'll do ya. Lovely. Right, first one set up. On to the next, on to the next. So because the wind's so bad, what I'm gonna do is get my other rod out a minute. I'm gonna use my rod bag to put my rod covers in, just so they don't blow off, because where we went to the first mark, we couldn't even get that on it, literally. That's that there. So I think I'm gonna get one set up first, to be fair. So let's have it. What is the plan of attack for today then? So I'm gonna fish 15-pound main line. The fish the STs. So they're Dower STs, super tuned, and these have been totally upgraded. So everything plastic in them is now steel, which is very good. This is the first one I set up. Rig wise, what do we go for? We're going to use bomb leads, I think, on the first one. Actually think about fishing a dropper rig. Let's keep it nice and tight to the bottom. Shortest trace. Yeah, I think I'm going to. That's what I'm going to fish on the first one anyway. You need a rig? No, I'll try one. Joseph's going to tie a wet one up. And I'm going to try and find my leads. So I've got these, picked up from South Sea Baits. They're from Sea Cast leads, and ideal for this type of fishing, really. So just go through the rig quickly, so it's sort of out the way, guys. But I've got a few attractors on there, black and green. Okay, got 1.0 offset manta hook, 100-pound swivel from Gemini, 2 rubber beads and a Gemini bent link clip, going down to a proper pulley on the top, and another 100-pound swivel. And that's that. One thing I am going to do, okay, is some people ask me why I do this. If you put a hook between a bit of paper and try to pull it out when it's flat, see what happens, it comes straight out. You simply get the end of the hook and just twitch it slightly, just to offset it. Got to try and pull that out. It'll go in the paper every time. So, because I'm teeing off with crab as well, I like to do that really. So that's that one. Put that back in there like so. What do I need here? What do I need? Do you know what? I took the baseball cap on and put my hat on, I think, because I was taking a mickey out of Joe earlier on for having his hat on in because it was nice weather. Unfortunately, he's probably right and I'm probably wrong. So I'll get that all over there a minute. We have got to watch us swell a little bit at the minute, but I'll get this rod set up quickly. So Salcombe, you can fish a lot of different venues around Salcombe in different wind directions. You've just got to know the coastline a little bit. And the main thing, guys, is footwear. Okay? It's footwear. Because on these rocks, especially when they're slippy, can be dangerous, okay? So going back a few weeks now, some of you remember a rock video I'd done on Staro Bay, plaice fishing. And unfortunately, a few of us done videos, a few local lads done videos down there, and someone went down, obviously to have a go for a plaice, and he happened to fall over because he had trainers on. Now, very nasty. I think the air ambulance had to get called out, I believe. I don't know the full story of it. I saw some photos and stuff. But, guys, at the end of the day, you just got to minimise the risks. And if you're coming out and spending a lot of money on rods and reels, it goes without saying, footwear should be one of the top things on your list. It really should. Decent footwear, studded, and I've got vibrant soles on these, and these are the what are these again? I can't remember what they're called now. The grubs, yeah, they are grubs, but they're like the ankle grubs. I went through them before with you. And yeah, you haven't got to pay loads of money for shoes, but if you get a vibrant pair, go outdoors, do a lot of different boots like that, make sure you've got a vibrant sole, and you can fit your own studs. But the main thing is, stay on your feet and fish safe. Because there's nothing worse. At the end of the day, it's nice to see videos of people, places to go and new venues and stuff like that, but at the same time, a lot of these venues that we've been to in the past, especially growing up in that, I'd come without fishing gear to see what I needed. I mean, with the venue I'm at now, I haven't been here for the best part of, I would say, 12 years, 10 years, well over 10 years. And when I first come down here, the gully to the right hand side of me wasn't filled with rocks, but over the time the cliffs have obviously fell away, and it can be quite dangerous here now. So exactly the same, you've just got to have your wits about you really. But I'm going to bait up, so we'll get into that and then see if we can get a few plaice up today. Don't you love that sound of the sea? It's quite rough, so we have got to watch what we're doing. Once we got set up, we'll put the stuff back. We're lucky low water and the tide is sort of like push out, so the incoming we'll have to watch it, but we're all right for the minute. So what I've got here today, we've not got loads and loads of bait, sort of like brought stuff because we just finished work, thought, you know. So I've got some black lug there, which I've had sent down from Hooker's Baits. Lovely black lug. Okay, so I'm going to fish that, and then I'm also going to fish a bit of crab on the end of it. I'm not going to fish massive baits. And when I mean a little bit of crab, I mean a little bit of crab. I'll probably get 3 or 4 baits out of this. It's basically to tee off. Now, because of mucking around here at the minute, I'm going to cut that crab in half. All right, I'm going to get the worm on first. I should do it with a baiting needle, but I'm not. Those of you who've seen it all before. So at the end, I'm just going to chuck the end off like so, and then I'm going to feed the worm. These are lovely, very sticky, and exactly what I want. So that's going around like that, okay? Not massive baits, just big enough. So really, it's sort of like finger-sized bait I've got there, okay? A few attractors down the bottom. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these beads down to the top of the bait, okay, like that. Just so it gives it a bit of movement in the tide. job done, right? What I'll do is I'll connect a little bait elastic to that top bead, just to hold the bait into place, okay? But with the crabby in now, all I'm gonna do, I'm basically gonna cut it in again into a strip. Okay, so I've got, and I'm gonna use the, tide was coming up then. I'm gonna use the really mucky part of this now, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that over the hook point, like so. Get my bait elastic here, okay? Right, and then basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed the crab around like that. So you've got a bit of goo there, okay? A little bit of goo. Now, I don't know if anybody's seen it, but I watched that Fallout series last night, something different to talk about. Many of you might have played the computer game, but it's a series just come on to Amazon, I believe. And yeah, very good, I'm very impressed. So that is it, guys, okay? That is basically my setup. I'm not even going to do that now. It's sort of like set there, so I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm actually going to bring these balls up slightly away from the bait. Okay, just get a bit of movement there. That's sort of like staying in place now. That really is, look at the size of that. There's nothing to it, okay? Bit of crab, black lug. And yeah, only thing left to do now is cast out. So, there's not loads of room to cast here. So we're trying to make the best of it, really. And I've got really fresh line on these reels. I think going to help. So what I can do first, set this rig up. So I'm using a pulley drop down rig. Basically the same as a pulley rig body, except for your trace line gets clipped down onto the rig of the rig body, holds up on the top swivel, like so. Pulls the wind. I'm hoping the sound's all right for you guys, because there's nothing worse, is there? But we might struggle today just because of the force of the wind. Okay, and that's it. I'm gonna bring these beads down slightly closer, like that. Bait stopping, ready to be pinged out. So I'm not gonna let the brakes totally off here at the minute. I'm going to hit it out, and then hopefully it comes around to the right. Got max brakes on. So if I go, I'm going to go on to 7 a minute. Try it with 7. Right, let's get one out. Hey! So it's the first rod out. So I'll put them down. I'm going to clip that one straight into the cups. The thing to remember when you're fishing here, guys, you've always got chance of a form back grey, so you have got to watch your rods, okay? But what I tend to do, that side wind is literally killing me there at the moment. So I'm going to try and get a little bit of that back up. It's better. And then I'm going to let my drag off slightly, okay? So I've set my reel enough for the line to give a little bit, but if I get a big fish, it's going to take line. At the same time, the line's gonna bow around now. I've got a bomb lead on it. What I'll probably do is me and Joseph see how we get on with 2 rods out. Maybe just go down to 1 rod. Next one. So what do I go for now? I don't know. What should we go for? See the white horses out in the distance. It's basically the headland what's covering us at the moment. Don't need that one. We'll try out and do a little bit this week. Maybe do a couple of local beach sessions and try and enjoy it a little bit, I suppose. But what have I got here? I fancy a pulley rig. That's what I'm fancying. I don't know. Running up and over. Should we give it some of that? Why not? Why not? Okay. So put a running up and over on the other one. Said you've got to try and have eyes in the back of your head a little bit, because with the sea condition like it is at the minute, the last thing we want to be doing is getting caught out. And are they the right ones? I have to use a green. I want the slightly bigger leads. And try and get this bait set up quickly. The quicker we get it set up, the quicker we get fishing. Joseph's exactly the same. Joseph's using pop-ups here today. He's on it, isn't he? People will say pop-ups, do you use them or don't use them? Pop-ups can be deadly, and I mean deadly for plaice. They really can. Having said that, I feel sometimes it all depends on, if I've got a lot of tide movement, I'll put pop-ups on. And when I say pop-ups, get that in the shot a minute, it's got the Salcombe ones on there. Perfect. So, not much tide movement, always worth adding one on. I'm hoping this wind don't turn, because if it turns, we'll get basically knocked off this mark as well. That's the last thing we need, isn't it, Joseph?
Yeah. I've actually dropped hook size as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to try size 2.
Not bad. What we noticed when we were placing down here last time is when we watched the video back, is we missed a lot of bites, and exactly the same, smaller fish nibbling away. Part and parcel sometime of going specimen hunting, you're sort of like scaling up all the time, and that's the result, unfortunately. Having said that, it's always worth, depending on what you want to go for. I mean, I know guys will fish small hooks on one rig, and then he'll fish a bigger hook and a bigger bait on the other, specifically if you're going out there targeting both types of fish while they're going out fishing. But me personally, it's down to the angler individually, isn't it, to see what their preference is and what they want to go for. Me personally, I would rather come down here and have a chance of catching that monster. I mean, you've got a chance of catching a 4-pound plaice down here today. They're there. Or blanking. You always got a chance of catching like an half decent one, 1/8s, 1/10s, 1/12s, going up to the 2-pound mark. 2-pounder is sort of the nice, is the number personally I'd like to go for. I mean, you get a 2-pound fish, you've had a really good day. Like, you have a 4-pound fish and you've had a fish of a lifetime, and you're going to go home and probably drink a bottle of champagne, a couple of cigars, and celebrate, aren't you? Put a slightly bigger hook on this bait, slightly bigger bait on this rig here now. Dangle it around a little bit as well, like so. Then I'm going to get the crab, and I'm going to do the same thing again now. So I mean, it's only a small crab, and I've literally got 4 baits out of that, which is good. But I find the crab, it works perfectly for the bigger fish. Is there any difference this than the flounder bait? Personally, I fish crab only for flounder. Some places I fish worm, it depends really. Same again, I've got a biggish bait on that now, specifically targeting in that fish of a Fish of a lifetime. Let's get on it, Joseph, let's get on it. You got baiting towel? We're using your jumper again. I should have a baiting towel. Yes, I have. So, our new baiting towels, black and red one I purchased, which is good. So, I've got that there. I'll put that inside so I don't lose that. Got my scissors in there. I'll put my scissors in the bag, pliers in the bag. Got a bit of crab there. I'll put that in so we don't lose it. I mean, the good thing about these cool bags as well, guys, got a couple of ice packs in there. It's been in the van while we've been to work today, and it's keeping the best bait fresh. Joseph's gone slightly different. He's gone for a bigger crab bait on that. Look at that. That's got plaice written all over it. Check this out, look. That's worthy of a close-up because that has a nice bait. Look at that. Look at that. Yum. Okay, so next rod set up. Let Joseph cast out a minute. I'll get him casting out, and then I'll get this rod set up, and we'll see if we can get a few fish out today, eh? Got him. So here we have Joseph. About to cast one out now. Probably come left, where your other rod is, mate. So he's gone left there now. That's all right though. It's cost me a fortune to get these reels like they are, guys. But I'm a big fan of the Dower STs. I'm a big fan of the Dower reels. But a couple of things I find. It's good with not being sponsored because you can give honest opinions and tell something which is good, and at the same time give honest opinions about it instead of just bagging it up to the best thing. I can give negative good comments on the reel at the same time. Exactly the same with everything we're doing. That's the joy of not being sponsored, and I get to work with a lot of different brands at the same time, decent brands which I think of what are good quality for other anglers. But these reels are phenomenal, absolutely fantastic reels, perfect for casting, and I've upgraded the power handle on it because I love the new power handles from the Gomez range. I've upgraded the main gearing on it from what it was into steel, so the bronze, and I've upgraded the pinion support. It's something the reel should come to for that sort of money. It should be, that's how it should be. They're running very, very fast. I've got to use the mag on there today to turn them down a little bit, but they're perfect. What I find, especially when you're fishing like Chesil and you've got a chance of hitting into undie, a 50-pound deal and that, you want something with cranking power. And when I've had 18-pound deals on these before, and you're trying to thumb the spool, it's too much for the reel. They're meant for like placing and different things. Perfect for this, really. So yeah, we'll get this one on and get another one out there. Not going to give it late tonight. We're going to be back up the cliff by darkness, really. I mean, we'll see how that sea goes. The sea's getting quite lumpy as it is at the moment. So that all depends how long we sort of like stay into the flood, really. But nice evening, it's not raining. Let's get down and see if we can get a few fish out for the day. But if any of you, after watching these long productions, want to watch something worth watching, you really do want to check that new Fallout series out. It's very, very good. Very good. So that's that sorted. Now, got to set the up and over up. So basically get set up like so. Then you can literally set this up like this, and then back down. Bit of difficulty with the wind. Hold that to hold the rod, and I'll bring that down there like that then, and try and find. So that's my running up and over rig. Nice crab on the end, clipped down, bit of black above it. I'm gonna hit him out there into the sea now. See those white horses out there at distance. It's crazy, really. But hopefully we can see a fish out. So personally, I always take the drag off when I cast these. Not that you necessarily have to do it, just because I don't want to ruin them. And I'm going to try and get this one here out into the bay now. If you notice then, I do apologise about the sound, guys. The wind is howling, but it's not like we can do about that. That one's out into the right there now. If you don't notice then, I was putting the lead on that first cast too near the rod, but it's just because I didn't have a lot of room on the back, so I was trying to get a higher height to clear the rods. Sometimes you're better off just doing a layback cast, if I'm honest. So that one's there like that. Woohoo! Makes you feel alive. Really does make you feel alive sometimes, doesn't it, fishing? I mean, we've really got to watch what we're doing here now between us. So rods are set. Worst case scenario is a case of grabbing the rods and tripod and jumping back on the higher rocks. We're going to get the bags out of the way safe now. Now, normally you come down here and you think, oh, the sea's only dropping there. I do. Having said that, you always get that rogue wave, and it is possible. It's a possibility that the rocks could get covered in water. So you've got to basically think ahead. If the water gets covered up and these rocks get covered in water, we don't want all our bags of that here, do we? We want it up higher in the safe, so it's safe and sound. I've seen it happen to guys before fishing on rocks, and they've turned up and they've gone down. I've also seen it happen to guys while fishing Chesil Beach too near to the sea. And I'm sure that was a bite on my left rod there, you know, Joseph. A couple of little taps, you see that? We may have a fish playing around with my first cast. Okay folks, so when we first got down here, the wind forecast was northwesterly. And as it's starting to turn slightly more westerly now, we'll start feeling the wind a lot more. So I'm just hoping that the production's going to be, the sound-wise, is going to be what it is. But we can't help anything sound quality, guys. If it's that bad, what we'll probably do is have to do a little video music over or something for Facebook. But I'm trying to keep the productions top class, and so it's at the end of the day, guys can sit down in their front rooms, do a few rigs, sit down, put the video on, and enjoy what's going on. We had an absolute nightmare session when we went up the weekend. I mean, it's always one of them where you go up somewhere for the first time of the year, targeting something early to get on them first, and that's the way I like to do my fishing. I like challenges, and that's what I like to do. I don't like to follow catch reports and stuff. I like to use my own initiative and create your own chances at the end of the day, and that's all it is, guys. At the end of the day, we could have done a million different things a weekend, and we chose to do what we chose to do, and it didn't pay off. But it's a big part of fishing, I suppose. This wind isn't not very nice in a minute. I've just moved my back winds, just try and keep the sound down for you, because 20 mile an hour plus winds aren't very nice. But at the minute, it's still got that slight bit of northerly in it, so it's only just like moving westerly slightly. If it turns westerly, we are going to have to move, because it just won't be comfortable. I mean, where we were fishing before, I thought we'd be more sheltered on the first mark, and unfortunately we're not. As you see that now, look, the water's just come right up over that now, big dump, dumping back again, and yeah, hitting the rocks in front. Right, I'm going to turn the camera off and get it up a minute, because we might have to move the rods in a minute if it carries on like this. Some rollers coming off all the rough weather out there, as you can see it right in the distance, white horses. Hopefully it can pay off for us. Fingers crossed. So what I tend to do, especially when I'm fishing plain leads, if I get any slack in the rod, I'll give it a few turns just to move the lead back slightly. Just cover the ground what's in front of you. Okay? Exactly the same with that one there. So that one there has stayed pretty much put. So could have a bit of weed out there, guys, because of the forecast and the way it's been. There'll be a lot of rough weather turning at the bottom, and we may see a little bit of weed where we are. Just need that one fish to make it worthwhile, don't you? Just that one fish, and it's been worth it. That's all it's about, one fish between us. Don't know why, but I've got fishing on the brain at the minute. Just not good, really. We just had a bit of a nightmare recently. Work with the weather has put us a little bit behind, and it's made us having to work weekends and stuff. And so at the end of the day, no one wants to be working full time every day of the week, do you? It gets a bit disheartening, really. But I said to Joseph, I've got to go Saturday. No matter what, we're going Saturday, and I was really looking forward to it. But it just didn't work out. We had a few fish. That was a good day. I was knackered though. No bites in a minute. Oh, I did have a bite, Joseph. Right rod. It's a nice little bite, that one. Quite aggressive, do you see that? I like to use the 20-pound fluorocarbon, the Yazuri. That's what I've got on my trace lines there in a minute. The water isn't perfectly clear. It's tinted the way I would describe it, but there is still visibility in it, which hopefully sometimes a place to do like a bit of that. I've been up here before when it's been slightly coloured and we still had them, so not all the time it's got to be crystal clear. Yeah, I do prefer it when it is crystal clear up here, but sometimes it's not just the way of our coastline, really. I mean, it's not something that I fish for through the year. I always try to get that early big one, and I'll be happy as long as we get one out between us today. See how it goes then, eh? Had a couple of knocks on the right hand rod, and a couple of little taps earlier on them on the left, but nothing more happened since. It's quite hard to tell between that and the wind, isn't it? A lot of side wind coming through. I don't know how much you're picking up. You can see my hoodie is just being blown up. It's not very nice at all, but to be fair, the external mics, what we use, are very good. So just hoping that they do the job, so to speak. I'll give it a couple more minutes, and I'm going to bring the first one in again, just to check my bait. I think, personally, very close, that one. We're probably only going to fish it down the low water. At the moment, we'll probably get away, but as it starts to flood, that sea will start pushing on us here at the moment, and if the condition, at the moment it's quite flat out there, but there is always that chance, so just have to see how it goes. A few walkers walking, a lot of people out today, making use of the nice weather, which is nice. I'm going to bring this one in. I'm going to get Joseph the other camera a minute. So just lock the drag. I've got to get in a position because we've got a few lines out. So at the end of the day, I don't mind getting wet feet, but one of the other things is definitely not waders, guys. Shouldn't be using waders on rock marks. I see a lot of people do it, and it's, if you end up in the water, they just fill with water, okay? And the last thing you want to be doing is trying to get out of waders when you're in the water. If anybody is ever stupid enough to be wearing waders and they end up in the water, the first thing you're supposed to do is put your legs up in the air. because that way you can create an airlock in the waders, what basically buoyancy aid basically, and then that way you can get underwater and try and get yourself out. I've seen a video on it many years ago. I do not recommend it, and I would say 100% just don't do it. No need at all. Whee. Gonna go left a minute, Joe. Yeah, he's all right. So at the moment I'm trying to I've got rocks to the left. What I'm trying to do, so, hey, as you can see, just been totally annihilated there, absolutely annihilated. I mean, the sea can be quite rough when you're down that close. You just have got to have eyes on your back of the head half the time. One of the main things I would say, out of anything, make sure you have people with you, especially when you're fishing in rough conditions. I mean, some of the times I've been down Salcombe, like ray fishing and stuff like that over the years and that, some of the conditions I've fished in is it's pretty dangerous stuff, but at the same time you've got to know your coastline, know what way the swell's coming off, and at the end of the day there is a certain limit to roughness no matter what area you're on. That sea can never be underestimated, never, and it takes many people's lives throughout the year, so it's something which you really got to have your thoughts about, really, guys. I think Joseph's doing the same now. What I tend to do personally, let's not scratch my STs on the rocks. When you've got your mate reeling in like that now, you've got to be watching for him. So when you're landing a fish, if this was at night time and I had a headlight on, I'd be watching for the sea for him, okay, and trying to land the fish, especially when the water's coming down there now. If I see something big now, I'm going to alert him. And whoever's landing the fish needs to have the eyes for the person down there landing the fish. If you see anything coming down, it's nothing more worth buying, personally, than a good headlight. I mean, headlights you can pick up for $15.99, you can pick up for $6.99. You can pick them up for 300 quid. A decent quality headlight is a no-brainer in my eyes, because it's just something what could save someone's life. I mean, if you could see 10 metres out with a £100 headlight, and there's a one there what can see 50 metres out, that's 300 quid. For that extra 200 quid, really, you've got a chance of saving someone's life with it. And Pop-Up's not worked for him either. Hopefully, we don't get blank in the day, because there won't be nothing worse. But it's a no-brainer, guys, really. There is certain conditions that I would go out. I wouldn't go out with certain people. I would only go out with certain people, because at the end of the day, you need to have. It's not just you what needs to know what you're doing. The people you're fishing with need to know what they're doing. I mean, you imagine big swells coming here now, and you had to try and land a fish, and you've never done it before. I wouldn't even send someone down. You know what I mean? And personally, if you know there's the right person at the top and at the bottom, and you can get to the sea safely, with knowing how to read the water conditions and stuff like that, then it's something what we've done. I think there's a lot of anglers have done it over the time, obviously, to land a fish. You fish in rough conditions, you've got to have the experience to fish those rough conditions. And it's not something which you just pick up overnight. It's something which you'll learn on the way through your angling journey, really. Black lug again. Eyes in your back of your head, remember? Back lug on that one. Another back lug there. It's either crab strip that or it's smaller fish, isn't it? So I hope I didn't scratch my reels then. Nice. And I've got these on here, like so. It's my bit of crab for the end. Bait elastic. Swell definitely doesn't like us, does it? Baited that up a little bit better that time, okay? I'm gonna walk down now and ping him out, and we'll see if we can get a fish on him. This is going to be a big one. So, I'll bring the next one in. Bait him up, you reckon? Why not? Let's bring this next one in then. Joseph, Joseph, Joseph. Big slack line bite. Missed it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to leave that one there a minute. I went to bring my other rod in then. Got a feeling there's something out there to the right, because as soon as I went to pull, I could see it on my rod tip all the way. I started loosening it off earlier on and it wasn't doing it. And as I went to pull, it's 15-pound mainline then, just gone. That's probably fished one rod for the minute. Can't do it. I can't sit here and not fish 2 rods. Can't do it. Right, let's get this set up. Let's take some of that off though. Put that in the bag. Pick it up for later, up in the bin. At the moment, guys, the sea's moving from about, it's dropping probably about 15 foot below us and coming up to our feet. So I'm not that worried where we are at the moment, but if the sea was to start coming up here anywhere near us, I'd be packing up. At the end of the day, you got to be fishing safe. There's a limit you'll get away with. What I'm going to do here, feed the line just so it clips onto my reel like that. So what I can do now is I can go up and get some shock leader and tie another one. So I'll go and get that sorted and then we'll get back at it. So my first task is tying on this spider hitch. Normally I'd muck around with doing a bimini twitch, but I'm not going to do it on the rocks here now. It's too windy for that. So what I'm going to do, basically set my leader up. Wind seems to be calming down, hopefully. Nice, so the leader's sorted. Always try to give it a little bit, just because you know there's a bit of power and strength in it for out there. So that goes in there like that. Whee, nearly lost my line. Let's get this on a minute. Cheers, mate. Right, there's that. I can go back in the stand now. Joseph's going to go off and cast here a minute. So if I cut that like that, back in sort like so. Rig clip in the bucket. Ping him, mate, ping him. Okay. And then what we would do, trying to get the lead on it. Just going to put the imp on a minute just to pull tight. Job done. Snip that off there now. Got a 2-hook clip down on this rig. Joseph in the background about to wind one up. Boom, he's out there at the horizon. There's another one out. Okay. So this rig here is basically works like so. On the bottom it's got a cascade gauge swivel and it clips up to the top hook, real short traces. And I'm going to fish that on here with grips. Okay, lovely. So what we'll do now is we'll get some baits out. So I'm going to play around a little bit. So I'm going to do one with straight blacks and the other one I'm going to do with crab. Straight blacks on that one. Goes to the bottom of the bag here. I've got some crab here somewhere. Oh look, half a crab there from Joseph. Lovely. Put that up there then. So what shall I do? I'm going to fish the bottom up with crab, I think. So I've got smaller hooks on these. They are smaller hooks. So see how we get on with this. Aberdeens these are. Camazan B940s, I think. I think they're size 1s. That's that first one on that one there. Then we got a little bit of a top hook going on here now. I actually got this out, I didn't realise what it was, but it's from my, when we got up to the Euros, I made a few rigs to take up for the flatties. And it's what I would normally use like your dabs and that. That's why I got small hooks. I might change this in a minute, put another different one on. But might see if there's anything out there, because they are very small. It's a bit of black set. Bait elastic. Lovely. So let's get this clipped up, get them out there and see if we can get a fish out. My thoughts at the moment aren't looking good because of the water clarity. I don't know if it'll be slightly too rough. I mean, we've had them down here when it's rough, but the waves are rolling. So it's in between. You can't really see the waves there at the moment, but I would say they're probably 3 to 4 foot. Yeah, starting to get bigger. Okay guys, so I've got black on the top, crab on the bottom, size 1s. See if we can get one out there. That one out all right. Trying to get the lines tight. What was that? Not a bite then. One with a gripper, one with a bomb lead, Conti style. Only thing we need to do is see those rod tips tapping away now. Past the pot for dinner. Joseph was very hungry. We did have spoons to go with it. He decided to use his wrapping paper to eat it with. Must have been hungry. So, no, waiting game, boys and girls, waiting game. Just a waiting game now, isn't it? Just a waiting game. Couldn't say no. We had bait left, we had crab there, and I thought get a couple of packs of frozen blacks out of the fridge and just go down, if just for a couple of hours just to try our luck really. I mean, right time of year for it, but with that side wind's crazy. Side wind at the moment's hitting the lines upwards, so they're like that up in the sky. It's what else we can do except from I had a slight bite then on my right rod, which is my grip lead with 2-hook flapper on it. So it's basically a scratching rig really. I made it for when we're going up to the Euros for the dabs. Joseph means business, he's setting his second rod up. Hard not to, isn't it?
You're like this.
What are you doing now?
Sticking a float on it. Put a float down there.
Oh yeah, he's going for a float. What, you look for a plaice?
Oh, a little grass one.
He's going for a... he's had enough of the route. You reckon we're going to get a plaice?
In these conditions, you'll be alright.
Yeah, I know, I think the same. You probably made a good call there, mate. You wanted a plaice out, now he's gone racing. It's starting to get rougher. These swells are coming into the left-hand side of us. I'll do a little video in a minute so you can see, but it's flat calm out there, but the swells, because it's so rough outwards, it's creating, so off the headland, so basically off the Salcombe, you've got the right-hand side, you've got the left-hand side, what runs all the way out to Brawl and Stereo Bay, and then basically what happens is, when it's getting rough, the southwesterlies and stuff, especially what we've had the last couple of days and stuff, it'll be manic that side of the coastline, it'll be manic that side of the coastline. But the likely odds are that the inside marks, like here and Stop Point and like B sands and stuff like that, it's sort of sheltered out from it, and you've got to look at the anyone can do it. Go onto Google and you look where the wind forecast is coming from, and you can sort of like use a headland to protect you in certain venues, especially where we are. I think it's a lot of the venues around the country is like it as well. I mean, South Wales, there's places you can go and fish on big southwesterly breezes and stuff like that. You know what I mean? When you get big gusts, there's places to get in and out of it and that. And it's just knowledge at the end of the day, that is, guys. It's something which you sort of think, oh, do you know what? That fishes well now. There's birds diving out in front of us, so that's not a bad sign. But it is, I don't know. I think we've got a chance. I've had them in rougher conditions, so there's nothing to say that we're not going to get one. But whether we do or not, it's one of them, isn't it? Just got to try our luck. So it's dropping, it's probably 20 foot, maybe there now. And the swell's just rolling up onto the bottom of the rocks there. But Joseph set the float up. Unfortunately, guys, I'm not sure we're going to be able to stay here. It's we may have to either try somewhere else, but at the moment, the way the winds turn, especially how it's how rough, it's sort of flattened out. So at the moment, it's basically slack water. As that tide starts to turn now and push in, you're going to start getting these rollers come in, and we just have to see how it goes. I mean, we had a sack just come in a minute ago, and then the water come right up at where we are. I mean, it's not going to be washing us into the water, but probably get wet feet. Joseph's float fishing though. I'm going to bring this rod in then and see if I got anything on it. Woohoo! Let's chuck that one in really, really short. And I mean really short. Swap these over a minute. Joseph's, don't know if you make it out down there, Joseph's float. Definitely don't think you're going to catch a plaice today, mate, do you? I'm not feeling it either. Yeah. You're going to pull a wrasse out for the camera? I'm going to stick to plaice, but my thoughts aren't very good. I mean, look, it's completely flat calm close in, but the clarity of the water isn't perfect, but at the same time, it isn't dirty. I mean, I've had plaice in that before, especially over like Matscombe and that, when you're spotting, it's, you know what I mean, so. So it goes. Just had a close one, I'm packing down one rod. It's not worth it. At the end of the day, we all want to go home. If we have got to move them, we've only got one rod out each. Bit of weed out there. Put this one away and I'll use that rig on the next one. I'll bait up a fresh bait for it. You're about to see a bigger swell come in now. And that is the time to say guys, I mean, when you get swells coming in like that, you got to make a call, and my call is nothing's worth risking yourself getting in that water. I mean, to be honest, if we ended up in the water, we would be able to get out, but I don't fancy getting wet. Do you, Joseph? Nope. Get that one put away then. Try one with each for like half hour, see what it's like on the incoming. If it gets any worse than that, we'll just pack up, mate. Good job I have my wellies on then. As you can see, it's totally flat out there. It's those odd surges what coming in, like this one here now. This one here probably come to the bottom of the tripod legs. Trouble is, as the tide starts to turn now, we don't stand a chance really. It's just giving it all, innit? It's we'll see these baits out. Small running up an over rig. Clip down there. Crab bait. Single pop up for your beats. Let's get them out there and Joe. Let's get them out there, son. Choice of the day is the Tournament Grand Prix with the Sea Line X30 SHA. She managed to con me into buying, to selling. I swapped him with him for some original Fathom, so it's not that bad of a deal really, but go for it. Get in there, boy. You're all right. I'm watching here. Quick as you like. Nice laid back cast. Good 100 yards. Boom. Hopefully that's the one. This one's been in the water now for a little while. Bring him in then, see how we go, eh? Not touched, guys. Not touched. So I don't know what's happened there. I'll unclip that a minute. Put my rod down somewhere safe. Go right there. Right there. Take that one there off. And yeah, nightmare. Yeah. Gotta call it, guys. Unfortunately, our session has come to an end. Got the bait there still for tomorrow. I've maybe pop down B sands or something like that. It's unfortunately bit of a wasted journey after work. We could have gone home and had a bit of tea, but we did try. So the dedication is there. Just didn't play ball for us, unfortunately. But those swells are coming in, and when they are coming in, they are covering the rocks in front of us. If you have to move off to another mark, or head home. The only thing I've hooked is myself. Nightmare. It's not too bad like it is there at the minute. It's when those big one comes in. Get the rig wallet set back up, get packed down, come up with a plan, or either call a session there and then, or we'll try and move across somewhere else, see how it goes. Fortunately, folks, you got to know when to make a call, and even though we're right at the minute, as that tide starts to change now, those surges are coming in like spells of like 4 or 5, and I can see them at the back now starting to build. And the trouble is, with that flooding tide now, especially with the rough sea out there as it is, it's going to be wiping out where we are. But we've had probably an hour and a half, well, maybe 2 hours, yeah, we give it a go. Not much more you can do than that. But yeah, this is the mouth of Salcombe once again, and today we caught absolutely nothing. So yeah, bit of a pointless adventure really, but yeah, worth getting out. New mark for Joseph. Bit of fitness coming back up that cliff I'm about to climb up, so can't complain. But apart from that, we'll see you in another adventure.